Hello, welcome to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. Look at that camera, not at the computer. Remember that. So today we are going to be opening and unboxing and taking a first look at the Artillery Hornet. So this is the latest offering from Artillery, goes alongside their Sidewinder and their Genius offering. I have two Sidewinders. Mike has a Franken machine that I suppose, technically speaking, is a Sidewinder.
It's got a Sidewinder frame.
Yeah, it's got a Sidewinder logo on it. I've got two Sidewinders. Neither of us have got a Genius. Hint, hint, Artillery. Maybe give us another one. But this printer was provided to us by Artillery. No money changed hands. So the opinions in this viewing are our own. We are not paid to like this. There's very few things that in my life that I do like. Let's see if this is one of them. So this is essentially pitched as an Ender 3 alternative. It doesn't have any features that are going to absolutely blow you away. It does have a few things that are different. So let's quickly run through what it's claiming that it offers you. So in the first instance, it offers you silent stepper drivers, a touch screen, I think. It should be Ender dimensions, so 230 by 230 by 250. And hold on. There we go. See how well it's packed to begin with. So quite nicely packed. So can I show you the inside of the box? Yes, I can. There we go. Without tipping that all out onto the floor, which I think we all know is going to happen if I keep holding that up. So let's get into this. So they give you a spool holder. Very snazzy. This one's ironically injection molded, which probably means they know that they shouldn't be 3D printing them. This is the X-axis cable. So this is a little different. It's like a bored out. Hold on, let's go to camera 2. Oh, we're very official here. So as you can see here, it's like a bored out S-video cable, and the PFTE tube runs directly through it. So, little weird. I can't feel any movement in that. So if your PFTE fails, I think you're buying a new cable. I don't think you can. I don't think you can get that out. So, fun little story. This is the little Artillery tote bag that it comes with. Incredibly fashionable at the moment. Everybody wants one. What do you get? You get the world's shortest USB cable. Useless. You get, oh, a thingy. What's that thingy? You get, oh, an SD card reader. Okay, so this is a full-size SD card reader, USB. Snazzy. You get a full-size SD card, which is actually a micro SD card adapter. And the SD card that comes with it is 4 gig. Pretty good. You get a spare end stop. You get a couple of spare wheels, some spare cable ties, and a new nozzle. You get the obligatory bag of a couple of extra screws, a little bit of PFTE tube there, and obviously all your Allen keys. You also get a little spanner, 8mm and 10mm, for tightening up your eccentric nuts. Right. These are the instructions. How good are they? Oh, not bad. Yeah, all right. They read pretty well. They've got decent instructions, telling you to do the eccentric nuts, all of that stuff. I quite like that. Yeah, that's all right. Or they give you some information about setting things up in Cura. Okay, fair enough. We won't use it, but it's good to know that there's one there. Gantry. Ex-gantry there. This is something that more companies should do and not enough companies do, which is restrict the movement of your axis so that they don't slam into each other and break during transit. We've then got tool head in here. Oh, down the bottom. Okay.
That looks terrible. What you're doing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So for legal reasons, I can't call this the artillery bumblebee, but it is. So what I like about this, put that over, is we've got dual cooling fans from dual radials there, so you should get a decent amount of part cooling. There's also an unobstructed heatsink fan there as well. As you can see, there's also a nice breakout board, nice and clean. You have to buy a new one. Great. No snippers. Yeah, very true, tripod. There are no little snippers. Luckily, okay. I don't know. Not in the bag. If they are in here, they're in somewhere else. Let's get this out.
I quite like the yellow, to be honest.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, someone's got him. Oh, this is no. Okay.
Switch camera.
Oh. Right. Pop that there. So, the first thing that I'm finding slightly concerning is I don't think I've got enough screws. Which is not a great way to start. Let's get this out and see if they have fallen through. No. No. What's that? It's a broken bit of plastic from something. Great. Okay. So, the little bag that had the, yeah. We may have fallen at the first hurdle, ladies and gentlemen. Good Lord. They've literally not given me the screws. Right, so I want to be clear that, yes, you are technically right. I didn't have the right screws last time. But if they're not in this one, it isn't my fault. I didn't make the packaging, and I didn't make the package.
Yeah, they're not screwed in the X-gantry already, are they?
Excellent question. No. Are they screwed in here? Oh, okay. They're actually screwed in the bottom. Oh, it's okay, people. It's okay.
Like massive deja vu, that was.
That really had me panicking for a second there. Like I get flashbacks about that. I was getting all sweaty. So first off, let's just take a look. Yeah, so that's not a silicone. It's not a silicone base like it is on the Genius and on the regular Sidewinder, which is a little bit of a shame. Mike, go down and get some in his office. Imagine it's when he pulled them out of the bag. Right, I genuinely didn't think Mike was finding those. I'm not going to lie, but he did. So fair play to him. Let me just go and acquire back some of
I opened lots of drawers in order to find them.
There's a lot of drawers.
Just kept finding drawers.
Yeah, there's a lot of drawers in there.
And there was so much stuff in all of them as well.
Yeah, I've only just cleaned it all out. Right, so let's stick that on this side and let's get this installed. Let's go round the right way. Well, this just looks like the sort of thing that's going to fall over, doesn't it? Too small? Too small.
You should have seen what was in the bottom drawer.
Yeah, that's where I keep my special stuff.
Well, I'll close it as soon as I see a copy of Reader's Wives.
So that goes like that. So these just screw in at the bottom. Nice and tight. Oh. More than likely scratching my table, which I will be there we go. That goes in like that. So we have a few things here to plug in. That is the end stop.
What does it come with on the SD card that's already stored? Do you know? Like
I have absolutely no idea. Anything. I guess it could be anything, couldn't it?
I hope it's just like a Dickosaurus or something.
I think it's unlikely to be a Dickosaurus. Well, so the first print is going to be whatever's on the SD card. Fun story, they don't give you any filament. So I'm going to be running out to my summer house in a moment and getting some filament. So the only other point I would make, oh, that goes into there, does it? Okay. There we go. That goes like that. So, okay, so if I show you behind this, hold on. Here we go. No, not really. Closer, further away. Okay, we'll do it to this one.
We can't see it.
Right, so as you can see on this, the Z motor is up top. Interesting. Not really sure why they've decided to do it that way. There is still only one Z on this. Technically speaking, on a machine of this size, I don't necessarily think that's a big problem. Give me 1 second. I think I must have clicked on something there. There we go. Right, yeah. So, so let's get the tool head on. So that must be what these tiny little screws in here are for. Good chance I probably should have read the instructions, but I'm still not going to. Right, okay. So 3 screws attach this to the hot end. Or sorry, to the X-axis, I should say. And they even give you 4. So I've actually got more screws than I need, which is great because I'll more than likely end up using those on the BLV cube. Let's put that in there. Cool. We take the new Bowden tube. Oh. And then we... Oh. Okay, so it lines up like an S-video cable. So there's a little notch in the thing that then screws in. And there should be a little notch on this one that screws in. So it does still look like a remote Titan. So it's still dual drive. Looking at the color, it's that Wally version. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's striking, if nothing else. I don't really know what the sort of the thinking was behind making it yellow. I mean, technically speaking, there aren't many other yellow printers on the market, so I suppose you could list it as an extra feature. But
I say you should spray it.
I should spray it.
Yeah,
Well, so actually,
colour shift or
these
something.
yeah, the covers do actually come off. It looks like. So if for whatever reason you actually you actually did want to change the color, I suppose technically you could.
It looked cool, colour shift paint.
Yeah, I probably won't. Yeah, you don't get the obligatory 3 centimeters of filament with this, which is it printed parts? No, they are plastic, but they are they're injection molded, and they're all pretty solid as well. So this needs just a touch of adjustment. Where'd that spanner go?
Sounds like you were describing me, to be honest. Injection molded and pretty solid.
Yeah, sure. if you like. Okay. That needs a little tightening. So the base is an ultra base. Yeah, it isn't AC heated, which is a shame. I would have. There are features that are on the sidewinder that make it really good, which is the AC heated bed.
Heats up really quick.
Yeah, heats up really quick. The direct drive is really good. I really like the direct drive. I like the touch screen, and the UI on that is pretty effective.
I haven't got.
This doesn't have touch. No, you haven't got a screen. No. So part of Mike's Frankenstein machine, his screen wasn't working properly.
For some reason, just kept faulting, didn't it?
Yeah.
New screen.
There we go. Nice and solid. Right. So let's get the cable. At least it comes with that. Yeah, I do like the Genius. Yeah, I mean, the Genius is a solid little machine. Before I get that, I will quickly run out and get, and I'm using the word run very loosely because I will not be running. I'll just grab some filament.
That's because you run like Forrest Gump.
Well, I'm still not doing it, so... So, hold on. There we go. Talk amongst yourselves whilst I get it.
Go on, run, Forrest.
I'm super not running. Oh, look at that. The microphone still works. Gucci.
Still going, yeah. So we've just got a new microphone. It's, what's it called? So the microphone's working, but the headphones cut out.
No, microphone still works.
Oh. No, the microphone was working, but your headphones cut out.
Oh, probably, yeah.
What's that microphone called? Because it's the new one, isn't it?
Boya. Boya. All right. I'm using a different.
I'm quite impressed it worked that far, to be honest.
Yeah, but better than the headphones did. So, so if anyone wonders why I'm using a different kettle cord, it's literally because the kettle cord that I have doesn't reach the kettle cord they gave me is sort of a standard length. It's like just over a meter or whatever. Yeah, I won't take them to the bathroom. I've been tricked with that before. So I just wanted, it just doesn't reach the plug that I've got. So let's turn on.
I think you took a microphone on a painting session we were doing, didn't you, a couple of years ago?
Does sound like me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
There we go. Temperature readouts, everything looks good. so let us grab
Yeah,
the SD card. Oh, yeah.
Good spot.
How
can it go there?
Well, where would you say it goes?
Well, on the top is direct drive, isn't it?
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
I just talked about the PFDE tube that was in this.
Yeah, I wasn't listening.
Brilliant. Right, well, I'm putting it right here. There we go. Right, this is... I don't know what filament this is, actually. What this filament is the closest. So that's what we're having.
Was it one of them filaments off like the Looky Man?
Yeah, probably. So it seems to feed up quite nicely. There we go. All right, let's just preheat this. Oh, doing this from upside down is really hard. So I thought this had a touch screen on it. It absolutely does not. So I've either set that to 210 or 2,900.
Either way, it's going to get hot.
Either way, it's going to get hot. So it looks to me like it's got a BL, like a Z probe out on the breakout board back here as well. So if you wanted to add a BL touch or a capacitive or whatever you wanted, seems like you can, and it would be a relatively easy add. Over here is the tension knob for the idler arm, because this is, as I said, this is a Titan. So let's just make sure we get that. Yeah, nice and tight. And then I suppose we should also hone this as well to make sure that everything is working nicely. Yeah, so it is a small display. Kieran, yes, I did. That may very well actually be Sunlu filament, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Yeah, the display is smaller than average, I would say. But, I mean, it works. It does what it needs to. Axes move nice and fast, so that's also something I noticed on the... it's something else I noticed on the sidewinders, that the homing is actually really quick. Is that a she shed in the backyard? It is my purpose-built office that I had turned from a shed into that.
But yeah, she shed is actually quite accurate.
All right, filament comes through nice and cleanly. And then let's just do a quick bed level. So let's find out if this will let you, if this does like an assisted level or not. Bed leveling, level the corners. So the only real, don't do the 9-point leveling. No, I shan't be doing that. The only real criticism I would have about so for those of you who have noticed, there is they've switched the side that the spool holder goes on, and they've switched the side the filament feeds from. Now, for a lot of people, I don't suppose that's a real issue. But for anyone who's running sort of a printer farm style setup, having everything on the opposite sides could actually cause an awful lot of headaches. So I'm not really clear on what the purpose was on flipping it round, but they have. So what we got? Cube G code, fair enough. Jesus Christ, 70 on the bed. That seems fantastically unnecessary. For PLA, put that down to 60. So the bed is an ultra base glass, which is again the same textured glass as you get on a Sidewinder or the Genius or many other printers. So you're probably right, Jerry, to be honest. It probably is just to be a bit different.
Well, if they put it on the opposite side, they can say they're being innovative.
Yeah. But if you were putting this in a farm, like it would cause an issue. Yeah. It's the same as I can't see a reason why you would need to put the Z motor at the top rather than at the bottom.
Innovative.
Like I don't... Innovative.
Yeah.
That's the word you're looking for there. Yes, it's one of its kind, Jerry. There are no others like it. This one is mine. Me and Mike used to run a shooting club, and it's from that. And we have yet to buy another shirt. So it's just laziness. That is the Badger she shed. Yeah, why not? Okay, we'll start calling it that. I hope that fucking catches on. We are obviously sponsored by Pepsi. Pepsi, when you don't have Coke.
Unless you're in my house and I'm sponsored by Lilt.
Yeah.
Which I can't get cans of.
So you're drinking it out of a out of a gallon container. So not being an AC bed, this is still heating up. It's at 55, so it's not slow, but I would really have preferred that to have still been a silicone bed. But I mean, it is what it is. So let's just pop that like that. And switch cameras. Pepsi is better. Let's see how you do. All right. Yeah. See how I've eyeballed this bed level. See how it does. Oh, I'll tell you what, not terrible. So, yeah. So we've got, I'm assuming this is just a regular calibration cube, to be honest. I wouldn't have thought they're doing anything else. Just put the branding in there so that Pepsi can send me the case just to my house is fine. So, yes, I suppose we should talk about what's happening in the next stream. So we have a couple of streams coming up. So the first is more than likely going to be us doing the next stage of our BLV cube. So, cool, that was unnecessary. So the next stage of our BLV cube is I've got the majority of it assembled. I just need to do the X-axis now, tweak a couple of bits and pieces, move the bed about, make sure everything fits. And then we'll be doing a video of doing all the electronics for that. We have a slightly different video coming up after that. So we will be doing a paint video live stream. I've never painted terrain before or houses. Mike's going to find something that he hasn't painted before. And then we're going to paint it on the live stream, but we're going to paint it drunk. So both of us are going to drink beforehand and
Heavily.
drink during the stream, relatively heavily. And we're going to see what happens. I'm going to assume that what happens on mine is that for no apparent reason, some elves or some goblins have come along and painted a bunch of dicks on a house. But who knows? It could be anything.
I think it's just going to be lucky that what you're going to be painting doesn't have eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, my eyes aren't, the eyes I do don't tend to be great. So it's definitely curled at the corners on that, but it is printing. So I'm just going to leave it to do its thing. Obviously, I've just leveled that purely by eye. So like I've no idea if that bed can't be classed as level legally. But yeah, it's printing. So that was a 8.5 minute setup, and I spent 6 of those looking for the bolts in the box that weren't even there. So can't really complain about that. The belts are nice and tight as factory. There is a belt adjuster for the X-axis. So the Y does have a belt adjuster, but it's just these 2 bolts, and you pull this piece here forwards. It's a relatively small amount of bed adjustment. But to be fair, that bed cable is not fantastically loose, so it's not an issue. There's literally 3 plugs to plug in. So you plug in a main cable to the bottom of this daughter board. There's a little cable around the back which plugs in this stepper motor that runs through a little blanking channel they've put in the back of this in the back of the extrusion. It could drink may be the answer. It's amazing how often drink is the answer to a lot of questions that I ask. So so we'll see. Yeah, so anyway, sorry. So yeah, there's this cable that goes into the extruder head. As Tripod was saying, if your PFTE does die, which is very possible, you know, PFTE does degrade and wear out, then you have to replace this whole cable. And that feels super wasteful to me. Like I don't really understand why you'd add that feature, because it's not a feature. Aesthetically, it looks really nice because it's all in one piece. This actually stays up and out of the way, so you don't have to worry about the cable's quite stiff, so you don't have to worry about trying to keep that cable tidy. But
for anyone who's interested, George's Gaming Guide is a new YouTube channel. A friend of ours, Nigel, his son's doing it, where he's building and reviewing Lego. Lots of different Lego sets and some really cool Lego sets. Some unnecessarily large Lego sets. Like I'm sort of starting to think, I'm wondering where Nigel's keeping them all. But yeah, if you're interested, check out the channel. It's he releases a new video every Thursday. That being said, I haven't watched this week's video yet.
I'm having to start the cube again due to my awful bed leveling. It did knock itself off. So we will try again. And then if needs be, I shall break out the hairspray. How much is the cable? An excellent question, and one I don't know the answer to. So
I'll have a look. T-Tech should have it.
I don't know whether they'll sell the spares for it yet.
Don't know. If they do, then he'll have it.
Are you sure you know what you're doing? No?
Whoever said that?
I was going to say, I've never made that claim. Christ. I want to be really clear, everybody.
The exact opposite. We're honest.
Yeah,
honest,
yeah. if you're watching this channel for two people who genuinely understand what they're doing, I have awful news for everyone. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't think I couldn't honestly say that professionally or personally I've ever known what I'm doing anything.
That's true. That's true.
So let's find out whether or not I need to go and break out the hairspray. I really hope I don't, because this should just stick to the ultra base. But happy to be corrected. So I'm just looking now to see if I can find the actual cable itself. And
yeah, I'm trying. I'm not having much luck, to be honest. Tony's not even got it on his site, so T-Tech hasn't got it listed for sale.
oh dear. Right, I'll break out the hairspray. Maybe I should have spent more than 3.5 seconds leveling that bed. Who knows? So for those who ever struggle with adhesion, both me and Mike use hairspray on all of our beds.
And my wife has just opened the door and given me a fresh delivery of it.
Fun times. What are you doing, Mike?
Cleaning up supports.
Obviously.
Well, this thing I'm doing has got about 100,000 pieces of pipe work on it, and no instructions as to where each piece goes. So it's going to be super enjoyable.
Right. Let's try again, shall we? So yeah, so I have to admit, at the moment, I can't actually find where you buy the cables from.
No, I've had to look and I can't find them. Well, they're probably hoping no one's going to break that quick.
Yes, a legitimate point.
But they've never given a printer to either one of us, so you know.
That's very true. I think they're wildly underestimating. Yeah, they're wildly underestimating our skills at breaking stuff, for sure.
Yeah, they'd be like, well, no one's going to break that cable. 15 minutes after setting it up, can I have a new cable? Half of this channel's purpose is to find new ways to break stuff that no one's found before.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite things to do. Like, surely. So bear with me. I'm just seeing whether or not. Right, so This is oh.
How much are the Hornets to buy?
I have just found their one on. Right, that is where you can buy it on Amazon, and it is $2.49 at the moment. So a bit more expensive than say an Ender.
But this is yellow.
This is yellow. I mean, you can't deny that it is a yellow printer. Which the Ender
custom paint job.
Yeah, which I mean, what you can't say about the Ender is that it is yellow. So if what you're looking for is a yellow printer, well, look no further. All right, let's just see how. Get a torch on it. Why would you buy this over the CR6 SE? Well, I'll let Tripod answer that question. So, to be fair, so the same. To be fair, the price point is fairly similar. I wouldn't necessarily advocate that you buy this over the CR10 SE. The CR6 SE has got the auto bed level feature, but I have to admit I'm not sure whether or not it's actually like dual drive and things. Let me just look it up. Tripod will answer. 1 second, Tripod. Let me get you the link. Right. Tripod, Jerry, if anyone else wants to jump in, feel absolutely free to. The link's in the chat. I can guarantee you 1EV the Pirate. 1V the Pirate? 1V the Pirate, there you go. I can guarantee you that Tripod has a number of opinions about that. So let's just have a look. Onev. Fair enough. Onev the Pirate. So for a start, this is dual drive at the very least, whereas the CR6 isn't. The filament path is slightly better restricted, and to be fair, in the UK, the CR6 SE is 385, and it's 249 for the Hornet. So, I mean, they're not really the same price point. It's over £125 more to buy the CR6 SE. And what do you actually get? You get a touch screen. Okay, cool, I guess.
Well, I'm not being funny,
and
but
you get
you actually spend at the screen on your printer.
Yeah.
You press
well, yeah. So to be fair to touchscreens, it's not really got anything to do with that. With a touchscreen, there are features on a touchscreen there's features on a click wheel that you can't get on most touchscreens unless it's a completely custom UI. So doing things like your E-step calibration and leveling corners and things like that, it's only if the manufacturer has built those in that you get them. And if they haven't, there are features that you miss out on.
That makes no difference to me, because when I need stuff doing, I'll just phone you and say you need to come fix the printer.
Yeah, it's a pain in the arse for me, though.
Surprisingly, not for me.
Yeah. So I will say that the CR6 has got dual Z. You could really debate whether or not you need that on a machine of this size, to be fair. But I would say that this would be able to print, more than likely, it would be able to print a... is that going down now? Yeah, that's going down now nicely. Little bit of hairspray fixes everything. This would probably... Yeah, and leveling it. I would actually say this probably could print flexibles. It would just print them slowly. But I would say it would be able to print them. 150 quid. What do you really get? There are 2 honey badgers. We do breed. That's the problem. We're well known for it. So yeah, so I mean, again, personally, I haven't used the CR6 SE, so I can't attest to it. I know that Tripod has used it on more than one occasion, and he hates it so very much. I thought at one point that he had hated it so much his leg was going to grow back. That's how angry he got. He was, every time I saw him, he was ready to break it. Yeah, so the Bowden is integral to this, which I'm on the fence about. Aesthetically, it keeps everything out of the way. Everything's nice and neat. But as we said earlier, you can't pull that Bowden tube out. So if your Bowden tube degrades, which it absolutely can, and more than likely will eventually, you will have to buy a whole new X-axis cable, not just a new Bowden tube. So, yeah, debatable as to how happy I would be about that. It's not a feature that I would pick when the choice is essentially aesthetic. I don't see any benefit other than it looks better to make that choice.
Well, I replaced Bowden tube on 2 printers last weekend. So how much would that have cost me?
Again, I mean, because I can't even find where you buy the cables.
What I'm saying is, it's going to cost a lot more than buying just a length of Bowden off of Amazon. A length of Bowden tube rolled up that you're going to use for God knows how long whenever you need to replace it.
Yeah, it's a good point, Kieran. If you wanted to print flexibles, you would have to print hotter. And if you had to print hotter, then your PFT would degrade quicker. It just depends. Matt, I'm pretty sure this is Sunlu filament. I'm pretty sure it's Sunlu filament. I am 48% sure that that's what that's what it is.
And if anyone knows us, that means that's pretty confident.
Yeah, that's pretty confident. That's about as confident as I get about stuff, to be honest with you. I don't get much over 48%. Oh, here we go. We've got Tripod joining us. And Jerry as well.
How you doing, guys?
And dolls.
The 2 baldies are here.
Yes.
Yeah, we got the Yanks and the Brits.
Yeah. Mr. Tripod. Why don't you tell the ladies and gentlemen why they shouldn't buy CR6 SE?
Oh, let's see. Well, mine is currently on the floor down there in the Creality pit of. That's the Creality print of shame down there. So, it's just never worked for me. Anywhere from bed never levels correctly. I had to replace the power switch because that started arcing like within like a week that I've owned it. Let's see. I replaced the main board. It has the bed will short, so you have to put Kapton tape underneath. Otherwise, you insert your USB, you could fry your computer or your CR6 SE. Joe Telling has the perfect one of it smoking. Yeah, it's not exactly my favorite machine. And
fair point, a legitimate point.
Yeah, it's but over here you'll see that I have my own Hornet back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good machine. It works out pretty well. But my favorite machine is the Genius. I have 8 3D printers, and the Genius just worked perfectly out of box, and it's my go-to desktop size printer.
Yep. Yeah, I have to say that. So I've got 2 sidewinders, and I love the sidewinders.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
Fabricio.
there's always going to be someone that, for a printer, that won't agree with your opinion
Yeah.
or your review. But as far as setup out of the box, the Genius just worked compared, and you know, the Hornet also. But
Yeah.
with the direct drive and everything that it has, it worked out of the box perfectly.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with artillery printers is the glass bed is not removable.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the biggest gripe I have about it. You
Yeah.
know, it'd be nice if they include snippers with their machines too.
Yeah, no snippers. And yeah, I didn't get a scraper either. I mean,
Yeah, no
technically on
snippers
an
or
ultra
scrapers.
base. Yeah,
I mean,
on an ultra base, I guess you shouldn't really need a scraper.
no, I
but-
never do. But with my Ender 5 Plus, I will take if I use a glue stick, I actually have to take the bed off and rinse it underwater to pop the parts.
Right.
And here, I once in a while will use with that glass bed a glue stick, depending on the how cold it is in the garage. Right now, it's been hovering around 60 degrees, and it's been absolutely fine with no edge curling or anything. But yeah, it's definitely the Sierra 6 SE. You know, when you pay for it yourself and you go through the proper chain of command through, you know, or the proper customer service, and you get nothing.
Yeah.
As a customer, if I was a partner, it'd be different. You know, there's contracts, and you know, if something doesn't work, you reach out to a specific person to help get the issue resolved, right?
Yeah.
Make sure, you know, I mean, I had that with several of my videos, but I'm not a partner of them, and this was a total consumer pissed off video, you know, that I did because, you know, I waited on that Kickstarter. I was order number 91 of all of those orders, and it's right now it's just sitting on the floor because it still doesn't work right.
Yeah, I mean, I've been led to believe that the newer ones that have released retail, they're saying they've fixed a lot of the issues, but to me that makes it worse because the people who are buying retail, I know they're paying more, but they aren't the people who got the project off the ground. You know? They aren't the people who are the reason, because if Kickstarter had failed, they would never have made the machine.
No.
If they hadn't have got the backers that they needed and pre-sold as many as they did, they would never have made the CR6. They would just have, well,
and the thing is there were, you know, I'm not going to swear on your channel, but they're full of it, where they said that the Ender V2 was going to get a 32-bit board, and the Sierra 6 SE, which was their next level up higher, was going to get 8-bit board. I called them out since day one on that. There's no way that you're going to release an Ender V2 with a 32-bit and have it was a stretch goal that was bogus. It was now everyone gets a 32-bit board. No, you're already going to put a 32-bit board in there. You know, it's just the shadiness, man. That you know really irritates me that, you know, they play their customers that way. And, you know, I love these, you know, 3D printer manufacturers. They'll invite you to their Facebook forums and stuff and groups because they let other people solve these people's problems and just basically say, oh, it's okay. Yeah, you know what? Just fix it. Just fix it. This is where you're at now. You know, that the customer has to fix everything.
Yeah, and that's not okay. It's a point we've made before on a couple of these groups when people say, what is the first 3D printer you should get? And the only reason I have ever recommended an Ender 3 has absolutely nothing to do with Creality.
No, it's the most popular printer, and what parts are abundant.
The parts are abundant, but it's the community. The community that Creality have had absolutely no hand in creating or curating or you know, or nurturing or anything else. It is the fact that it's the community of people who have already broken the printer in 10,000 different ways, and it's very likely that however you break it, somebody else has already done it that way.
And there's tens of thousands of videos on that printer alone.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
hello. What we've got on the
Jerry
hat?
is looking
Oh,
kind of.
oh, he's wearing the Creality hat. Oh, that's a brave move.
Oh, I got
Anyone
some.
who needs technical support, go to Jerry.
Yeah. Thank you for calling Crowdy Technical Support. This is Jerry. How may I help you today?
Have you tried turning it on and off again? Oh, then that's broken. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Jerry, what have you got on at the moment?
I got 3 printers sitting behind me that I'm making sure they work properly so I can sell them. I've got 3 Ender 3s. One's a Pro, 2 aren't. One has a Ender extender kit on it, 500 millimeters tall. I have a 4th Ender in a box, which is mostly there. I've robbed a few parts out of it, never built it. They have easy ABLs on them. They got filament runout sensors. 2 of them have C270 cameras. And I'm thinking about asking, like, I don't know, $400 or $500 for all 4 of them.
That's a good deal.
Local pickup
That's a
on
good
them.
deal.
There's a lot of upgrades. There's a lot of upgrades on them, and I just don't need them. I'm not using them. And if someday another company should ever send me another printer to review, I need room for it. So,
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, we had to have a massive clear out of Mike's garage and workshop the other day because we're out of space.
my 2 original CR10s, I'll never get rid of. No matter what happens, I'll just keep fixing them, rebuild them. They're just my main machines. And I got my Hypercube TiVo Tarantula Pro that works great. I'll never get rid of it. I've got an Ender 3 V2, which I'll keep. I've got an Ender 3 Pro that I'll keep. So I'm kind of like keeping one of everything, sort of.
Yeah, that's basically where I'm at. You know, the artillery machines have been good. I get rid of my A-nets and the G-Tech. And I'll keep the Ender 5 Plus because I modded the hell out of that, and it actually works like to perfection. So, you know, that was
for me. I don't think I could ever part with my sidewinders. I think
Here's what I'm in love with. I got a new toy. I love this thing.
So that is the one that we aren't using at the moment. That's
the Canon
250D.
250D over here. It's called.
Yeah, this is called the Rebel. It's called the Rebel T5i, and it's a mint condition. The one that I bought off Facebook Marketplace, and it was a pawn shop in California selling it. And after I tried to negotiate a deal, couldn't get one, so I bought it from him on Marketplace. He went into work the next day. He goes, "Well, that camera's gone, but can I give you this better model for the same price?" Which I'm glad he did, because it has a flip screen in the back that you can flip all the way around, and that's the one that I would prefer to have owned. Now, when it came out, it was perfect. I wanted to download the software from Canon on it, but guess what? I bought it from a pawn shop, and do you know what that might mean? It might mean when you go to look at the serial number, there might not be one. There's no serial number on it.
What did you need from Canon? Because I downloaded their EOS software to control it, and it didn't ask for my serial number.
Yeah, well, when I went to download their software, wanted a serial number, so it didn't have the serial number on it. He said it had been rubbed off, maybe when they cleaned it. Yeah, okay, haha. You know, things like that happen.
Just to be clear, Jerry, you're rocking a ghost camera at this point.
Yeah.
So the ATF are monitoring this stream.
Anyway, he said that I could find the serial number in the firmware or something on the inside of it, which I didn't find it. So he sent me a program that I ran on my computer, and it told me all the specs internally. I guess from its brain, I seen the serial number, wrote it down, went to Canon, entered it, downloaded the software. But it's a beautiful camera. I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm going to hook it up for my resin lamp.
Yeah, the functionality is very limited. There's a webcam. Okay, it's just you plug it in and it becomes a webcam. But what's nice is their software for the phone that you can control the whole camera with, if it's got the compatibility. That is
so
nice.
Even my I've got a 2000D, which I think is your Rebel T7. I don't remember, but yeah. So even on that one, the Wi-Fi stuff is actually really useful. I never thought it would be, but it kind of is. Yeah, I'm using the Canon now as my primary, and then I've got like a Sony Handycam that we're using as our secondary camera, and they do work really well. The only thing that irritating is they keep doing that.
I don't have that problem with mine, because mine is I have the ultrasonic lens. It's like 1100 USD. And that thing just does not want to focus pinpointly. So you may want to go with the stock lens, Jerry, on it. But the only problem is making sure that
it's not going to be used. It's not going to be used as a webcam. It's to film my resin lapses on my resin printers.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is, you want always a wireless mic on it, because that lens goes through that mic. It's absolutely horrendous. It's the autofocusing. If you leave it on a fixed focus, you'll never have that problem. But if you use autofocus with using the internal mic, you might as well just not use it at all.
Yeah. It's going to sit on the tripod that I ordered off Amazon, coming tomorrow.
I'm not on Amazon, Jerry. You can't keep on trying to order me.
Yeah.
So, yes, it is printing. We are at, I don't know, about 60% done.
I got to hop off soon because this is just my lunch break. And I'm on here.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. I just thought.
I kept on hearing the shout outs for a tripod to get on here to talk about the CR6SE Fireball. So I figured that I would, because let's just say I've had some communication with Creality about that video, and most likely will be released soon.
Yeah, I did a similar one. I had a TN4 T200, which I bought about 2 years ago. It's a 10.1 inch resin printer, and at the time it came out, it was the cheapest 10.1 inch you could get. It was about £800 on AliExpress. There really weren't. The Mono X wasn't a thing, and any of that. This wasn't that long after the Photon itself had sort of properly launched and established resin printing in the market. I bought it, and it never worked from day one. So I did an unboxing video and sort of showed it off and things like that. Did an update video. I reached out to them 2 or 3 times, and I said, look, my screen isn't working. They said it's a consumable part. I said, look, no, just to be clear, it's never worked. So I need another one. It's brand new. They were like, no, you have to buy that.
Hi, Mrs. Tripod. How you doing?
Hi, Mrs. Tripod.
No, that's not. That's Young Tripod.
Young Tripod.
Maddie, right?
Yep, Maddie.
Hello, Maddie.
So anyway, so tried to get them to send me a screen. They wouldn't. I bought a new screen, fitted the new screen. Then the VAT broke, as in all of the holes in all of the pre-drilled holes in it had completely stripped. So I put up a video just trashing the printer, saying that this is garbage, the machine is terrible, it doesn't work. They immediately reached out to me and said, we'll send you another screen if you take the video down. And I said, I absolutely refuse to take the video down. You can send me another screen.
What's the only problem? You had the power button problem.
Yeah, the power button died. The UV array was three of the LEDs in the UV array broke. The touch screen kept reverting to Chinese in the midway through a print, and you couldn't change it back. So that was really awkward. There was a lot of things that were just terrible.
Well,
the Anycubic wash and cure station that just got released this morning for $169 for the first 1,000 people. It's about 2 foot tall. The lights tip over, and Joe Tellington, a couple people done a video on it. I guess they sold out in 5 minutes. The first 1,000 going for $169.
Jesus.
And they're going to be $249 on Amazon when they're out. So I'm waiting until they come out, and then I'll pick one up. So
yeah.
I've got an ultrasonic cleaner, which is a decent size, and then I just put everything in a bucket, and I use I've got like UV lights in a bucket.
Yeah,
but can it be that much better?
Yeah, I've got an ultrasonic cleaner. I've got a plastic Tupperware tub. I got alcohol in. I've got a pickle barrel for alcohol. I just got a bunch of junk. So in order to make more content and do video, I can get a good deal on a bigger, nice unit. I can replace all the little stuff.
Yeah, and I suppose if it's just one thing and you've not got multiple things laying around the desk, then I get it.
Yeah, so James, it's they reach out to you. Did you buy that printer, or did they send it?
No, so I bought the printer, own pennies.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I said at the beginning, I'm not a partner with you.
Yeah,
this is a consumer review. This could be depends on. Some of the products I receive, they don't care. Just put the video out, whether it's good or bad, right? here is, I don't have a contract with Creality, period. If they wanted me to be a partner, then they should have sent me the machine to review first, and then I would have been able to go through the Creality channel of people to see what the problems were, to see if there was a fix before I sent it out, right? No, I reached out to them as a customer, ignored, and then you see the things out there for their statements of, oh, it's made out of fireproof materials, you leave it plugged in, watch the printer while don't leave it unattended. Bunch of and 3D Maker Tub, I will let her know. She took off. I'll let her know about Tumblr. So, but yeah, don't be telling me to take down my video because you don't agree with it and you're losing customers. Don't release such a crap product. How about that?
I said to them, look, what I'll agree to is I will do another video in addition to that one if you make it right. Whether you send me a whole new machine, whether you just send me the screen that I need, whether you fix what is broken, and then we can turn this into a success story. And they were like, we're not doing anything for you if you're not going to take the video down. And I was
can I share my screen?
On the video,
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I want to show you a quick video clip here. This is what we need to build next. John's already seen this, but this is so cool. This is like beyond really cool.
How do I make you big? Solo layout? There you go.
No, the other video.
He's sharing his screen right now. So
see down below?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a stream. Seen it. There you go. Cool. Go for it.
Come on, video, run. There you go.
There we go.
That is so cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Did you see the video? I think it was yesterday or the day before of the actually walking. Is it the ATST, the four-legged one?
Really?
Yeah, it was on a couple of the groups. Yeah, it was walking along.
Jesus. So, Jerry, is this what you're doing? Is this what you're doing next, or is this what you're doing next?
No, it's under. We haven't discussed it yet, but I'm hoping we do.
Right. But so this is just you pitching the idea.
Oh man, look at those more treads. I had to put mine together. So
yeah, and it's got. You can put Pepsi in the back if you want. If you guys prefer Pepsi, see, you can put beer back there. Really cool.
I love it.
Some out.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like a robot on top of a robot. It was so cool.
All right, hey guys, cool. I gotta take off.
So, yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for jumping on.
Maybe Sam will jump on right now. He's just joined the chat. So, but yeah, I've been under the weather. Yeah, I've been under the weather for the last week, but getting better. And finally, Comcast came out and fixed the internet. So cool. they throttled me. I wasn't too happy about that. Pay for gigabit, and they had a filter outside my house. So I'm like, oh.
I literally installed it outside your house just for you.
Well, yeah. I'm like, he's like, well, I see the problem already, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, do you really need gigabit? I pay for gigabit, but don't ask me if I really need it or not. I pay for it, and I saw as soon as he did all the fixes, he actually put some amplifiers in the house and everything too. It doubled, and I'm like, well, that's what I should have been paying for at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, nice
for having me on, James. It's a good machine. I do like it, and I was surprised with the display of how crisp it is and functional.
Yep. What was that?
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is that spool. If you're leveling the bed and you do use the paper, is that spool holder is totally in the way for that back right corner.
Oh, I just don't use the paper.
I know. I saw you.
just eyeball it and it's fine.
Yeah, we saw, James, how well it worked for you the first time.
It worked the second time. That's all that counts.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Yeah. No, thanks for joining, man.
Hey, Jerry, don't be so. Oh shit! I didn't get off in time.
Oh no!
Yeah, and Mr. Princess.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my friends. How you doing?
Oh shit! I didn't get off in time.
Oh no!
Yeah, Mr. Princess. Say hello. Say hello.
Wow! Damn! Look at all that film behind him. Oh my lord!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Francis.
Have you had to build racking?
Look at all that film behind him. Oh my lord!
Yeah.
Somebody's got
an echo.
YouTube running.
Yeah, someone's got it going.
There's a lot of echo on here. There's a lot of echo.
Hold on.
There we go. That might be better. It might have been me, actually, to be fair.
All right, okay.
Cool.
There we go. Did you have to build racking just to store all your filament?
Kind of. There's an ongoing project. So
Right.
Watch this space. I've got more.
Was that? I bet that made Tim at Philiprint very happy when you you put that order in.
I can't comment on any of that at the moment.
Secret stuff.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's all about 3D Philiprint, of course. Make sure you check out their website. But what I will say is, it might have not come directly through them. It might have gone around a little bit, and anyway. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But
anyone in the UK, I've just put Philiprint's link in the chat. I highly recommend you go and check them out. They have got an absolutely insane amount of choice. I know that I'm always spoilt for choice when I'm going on their page. They've got everything from engineering grade down to regular PLAs and everything in between. It's
you're lucky that Philiprint is about a 5-minute drive from your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like going on the website, we go down there and walk around and pick what we want.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we're almost done.
So did you get sent that then, James?
I did indeed, yes. No money changed hands, but the printer was provided.
You're very lucky.
So they are very hard to get hold of, apparently. They're quite hen's teethy. So there's been 2 or 3 others who I've seen who have managed to get reviews out. But I don't think there's a lot of people who managed to get their hands on them, to be honest. Which is they're great. They're great little machines. The price point is a little higher than I would probably have priced them at myself, and I'm just not 100% sold on this integral design. It's having the PFTE tube inside that. I'm just not sold. Oh, and we have a finished print.
It very much reminded me of the TiVo, that kind of plastic front and back and the whole thing around that, and it really, really looks like that. But obviously it's not, and it's it's a functional printer and it works.
Yeah. What's
the board in that, James?
If I remember rightly, I think they've put an MKS Robin in this. Bear with me 1 second.
Okay.
Is it an MKS Robin? I know it's 2208 drivers in it.
All right.
I can't remember what board it actually is that they've put in it. I think it's an MKS Robin. Mike, can you have a look on their website while I'm showing people the cube, and then we'll be able to know. Should say on their website what it is. So this is the cube finished, and that is not bad for a print that was just on the SD card with just generic filament that I had lying around. That is not a bad finish on that at all.
Well, that got done quick.
Yeah, so it was 33 minutes and 54 seconds. There you go.
What did you want to know?
What board is it inside the sidewinder? It's not sidewinder. Sorry, inside the Hornet. I know that it's a 32-bit board, but I can't remember which one it is. Find out in a minute that it's going to be a proprietary one or something like that. You know? Oh, here we go. Hold on. It might actually be. I think it might actually be a proprietary. I think it's an artillery own brand board. So in the Sidewinder, and I think in the Genius, it's an
I hope
MKS
that corner's
Gen
clipped
L.
in good where Sam's messing with it and that whole shelf don't come down.
Let's have a look. Artillery Ruby version 1.1. Yeah, it's proprietary board.
Okay,
it's
cool.
It's an artillery own brand board.
Nice.
That drink
2208.
looks really cool that Mr. B's doing, Sam.
Yeah, he sent me. I had a look at that a couple of days ago. He pinged it across to me. It's looking epic, looking really epic.
It's like a bot on top of a bot and lots of moving parts, and his arms are controlling it like he's driving a little bobcat or something.
Yeah. And again, you'll recognise those tracks, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, so it's building a body on top of what's already going. Already what he's creating. So absolutely phenomenal. And as I say, I've got a couple of things I'm working on. I'll show you these very quickly. Now, unfortunately, tripod's not here, but these are
making big, James.
These are some tracks that I'm working on right now, which again is TPU. But I showed you these the other day. But these are obviously a lot bigger than the ones we've been printing. So yeah, we're gonna have something fun coming out. That's a 20-hour print right there.
Very nice.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
What 20 hours each or 20 hours for
20 hours
for
for 5. 20 hours
for the 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So how goes the droid build overall then? Because I know you guys have been working on a lot of different stuff. So where are you on the droid build that you've been doing, that you've been sort of sharing?
Yeah, well, on Scramble, we're hello. Oh, that was.
Can hear you.
We can hear you.
That's your camera dying.
Oh, yeah. What's happened there? Oh, have I just hit something? Hang on, I faded to black. Sorry about that.
There we go.
So not that this is any better, of course, but so Scrambler. It's going well actually. I'm still waiting on speed controllers. I've got some, but they were wrong, and there's been a whole kind of rigmarole around that. But yeah, all in all, pretty good. I am working on a lot of other stuff in the background though. So tomorrow is going to be an integral day for me. But I have been doing a lot of these little R2s, and if you pop down and see Tim in the next week or so, you may end up seeing this on his display.
Nice.
That'd be fully RC controlled. And of course, what we didn't do is we didn't print any of these things. There's a shelving unit, and that basically just pops straight on the wall. And there's a couple of brackets and stuff. And yeah, there you go. It's in aid of getting stuff off the floor. So you'll be seeing that. If you do pop down a 3D filler print at any point, that's going to be there. You can race it around if you want to, or not.
Very nice.
Could you make a little charging point for it, so that when you put it on the shelf, you can charge it?
What will be great is the size of that R2. It would actually be a fair fight between that R2 and Arif.
Arif is a vertically challenged man. Okay. Mike likes to constantly bring it up, and Arif jumps up and down. I'm assuming he's jumping up and down. I can't really see him, but gets very angry, shakes his little arms, tiny little beady hands.
Bless it. Oh, what a shame.
Mattwell, no. So it does not have auto bed level. It does have level in the bed corners, but sorry.
You're big if you want. I don't mind.
So no, it doesn't have auto bed leveling. You level the corners. There's no auto leveling. As I say, it's genuinely it's a nice little machine.
Does it have baby stepping enabled? Does it have baby stepping enabled?
It does. Yeah, it does indeed. Yes, baby stepping is enabled.
That and a filament runout sensor are the two things it must have.
Which it does not. It does not have a filament runout sensor.
Okay. Needs one.
Yeah, I would agree. I guess when you're printing, it depends on what you're printing, I suppose. If you're printing a lot of small stuff, then you probably get away with it. But if you're like me and you're like Jerry and the models you print are bigger.
You should switch to me and Mike, since you can see his face and I can be next to your logo.
Well, I don't know how to do that. So
Dragging, there we go.
There we go.
If you print a lot of small stuff, a filament runout sensor ain't really necessary. If you print a lot of big stuff, where you're talking 100-hour prints per part,
yeah,
you do end up with like a couple of my printers. I've not got filament runout sensors. What you end up with is like half a dozen spools of like 100 grams.
Yeah.
Because if you're getting close to running out and you're going to work for the day, you swap the filament out.
Yeah.
Interesting tripod. They haven't. You're saying they haven't enabled power loss recovery? Let's find out.
Oh, bless tripod. Bless tripod.
Yeah, we had tripod on. So out of the box, out of 10. Okay, so
Sorry.
so after that, out of the box, out of 10, 7. It's not got the features of machines of a similar price. It is, however, a machine that does work. So it works, it prints, and to be clear, the cube that it's printed is actually really nice. It's just there are a couple of things that I think it would benefit from. I don't necessarily think it needs auto bed leveling. You know, I know that first print failed after I eyeballed it, but it took like 4 minutes for me to then just redo it, and it was fine. It is a solid machine. It's a little weird that they've inverted the C motor. I don't really understand the point of that.
Did it get scared?
Did what get scared?
The print. You said you eyeballed it and it failed.
Yeah, more than likely. It's just doesn't like being watched. I think that's all it is. It gets really self-conscious.
That's why his wife lives in another room.
Yeah. As I say, it's a solid little machine. I'd buy one. I probably would buy one. But yeah, we'll wait until I do a full review. So I'll do another video where I actually go over the features and we go into it a little bit more detail. I'll probably take the casing off and we'll get a bit of a closer look at the main board and see what we're working with there. But if it's
you just said you would buy one. I thought you said you bought that one.
No. This was supplied by Artillery. They didn't pay me, but this was a free machine, so I would buy one.
I've tried to get one from Artillery, and they said, "I'm sorry, your channel is too small." That was my response. Every time I've contacted them, they say my channel is too small.
Yeah, so they say my channel's too small, but I said my personality is very large, and then they stopped replying to emails for a while. So we work with Tony Kemp over at T-Tech 3D. Who does a lot of support and works very closely. He's a partner with Artillery, and he recommended that we were sent one. So thank you very much, T-Tech 3D. He does a lot of spare parts and things like that.
I need to be a friend of him on Facebook so I can message him.
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, his site is really good, and when it comes to artillery parts, there isn't anyone cheaper in the UK than him.
He also runs a Facebook group as well.
Does he?
Yeah. Let me get the name right, because there's two groups that are very similar in name.
T-Tech 3D, isn't that Andrew?
No, I don't think so.
I thought Andrew owned T-Tech 3D.
No.
Give me 1 second.
Andrew S.
I say Tony's the one I've always dealt with personally.
Right, so it's 3D Printing Club UK.
Oh, okay, that one. Yeah. All right, so I'll wait for that to start printing, which it now is. And then...
Yeah, Saturday morning I have to go get shot number 2, and I hear I'm going to not be feeling good Sunday, so maybe I'll live stream Sunday to see how sick I am from the second shot.
I've got my second one tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, that's annoying. No power loss recovery. We don't really have a lot of power cuts in the UK, so I don't really know whether that's a massive feature that I'm going to miss out on.
It's quite rare for us to have a power cut, to be honest.
Yeah, but to be fair, that is only something you need to enable in. That's only something you need to enable in firmware. There's no. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not anything. There's no hardware behind that that needs to be enabled. It's just.
Sometimes what you can do is go. So on the Anycubic, you go back into the print, and you.
Yeah, I just did.
Oh, okay. It didn't try. And,
no.
Oh, that's annoying.
It's just a Marlin thing, isn't it? That's not. I'm not being weird. It's not. There's not
No.
like there's not a breakout board requirement. There's no hardware behind it. No, I didn't think so.
It just remembers where it just remembers where it is.
See, and things like that concerns me, because so it used to make sense when you used to have to sort of play economy with certain features in Marlin, and you had to play economy because the boards were so small when you were using 8-bit boards that you had to pick the settings that you wanted because you couldn't have all of them. So if you wanted thermal runaway, you had to take something else off. If you wanted bed mesh leveling, you had to sacrifice other things because there wasn't enough space on the board to fit it all on.
If the bed releases when it cools down, power loss recovery, it's useless because the
very true. Yeah, very true.
I have UPS backup, so hopefully the power comes back on before they run dead. So,
yeah, as I say, I mean it's relatively rare that we have power failures in the UK.
I have glitches. Once in a blue moon, I'll have the lights blink, but I'm on UPS, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as I say, it's just disappointing when a feature that doesn't require anything isn't enabled.
Sometimes the lights flashing in my house, but that's only when my mother-in-law's walking around upstairs.
Yeah, she is awful. So that is the Artillery Hornet, guys and dolls. Thanks very much for joining us. Keep an eye out on the channel. We've got some other live streams coming up. So as we said before, the rest of the BLV MGN cube needs to get built and put up.
We've also got another print on the way.
Yes, yeah. So we've got the 3D Talk Fan 260. Okay. We've got the 3D Talk Fan 260, which is all linear rails thingy. And that's going to be quite a cool one. So we'll do an unboxing of that when it turns up. We've got the drunk live stream coming up soon when me and Mike are going to try and paint models of our nut.
Love that.
See just what happens. Maybe before we're finished, we'll get banned. Who knows? But I can guarantee you, it's more than likely going to be offensive. So
it's not going to be. It'll start out relatively polite, but I guarantee you, it's not going to by the end.
Yeah, that'll descend into chaos.
What's that, James? What's that behind you next to the box on the floor? What is that next to the box behind you on your right side? What's next to the box? Yeah, what's that?
It's one of my lanterns.
Oh, okay, cool. Very nice.
Yeah, my wife buys all sorts of shit and then fills up the house with it. It's great. So anyway, so we've got loads coming up, guys. Thanks for joining us. Keep an eye out on the channel. I'll do my full review in the next couple of days and get that posted. And you guys can check that out. As I say,
like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share, everybody.
And like, subscribe, and share. Jerry, if you're having a hangout tomorrow, then drop me a link, and I'll try it. Or if you
tomorrow,
Sunday.
we're all going to have our multi-stream tomorrow on the droids.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Definitely go and check that out, guys, because the droid build that they're doing is super, super interesting. Like, it's really detailed. It's definitely something that I do not have the patience for. So go over and check it out. Really, really good.
And we are giving away a couple of spools of Polymaker filament as well, worldwide. So we've worked out a little deal. So we've got a couple of spools being given out. So it's all good. Say again.
Excellent. What was that, Mike?
Sorry, Mike.
Splashing out on worldwide delivery.
It's not from 3D Fingerprint.
Oh.
It's from Polymaker Direct. Polymaker Direct is
okay.
shipping it out, but it is through 3D Fingerprint, and it's complicated. It's like that relationship status. It's complicated. That's where we're at.
All right, guys. Thanks very much for joining us.
Cheers, James.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for being here. We'll see you all soon. See you guys.
Bye.